I'm Toriano Roundtree. I play offensive tackle for the University of Louisville. I'm from Gainesville, Florida. That's north central Florida. Well, I've always been around football because, I have family members that played. My uncle, Tony George, he played for the University of Florida, and then he got drafted by the New England Patriots. When it came down to the recruitment, one coach that stuck out to me was Coach Klinakis. So after my visit here, I went home and talked to my family, and I told them I want to be a Cardinal, and they backed my decision 100%.
My first impression of Toriano Roundtree was kind of like a gentle giant. As soon as he walks into the room, you're going to notice his appearance being as tall and as big as he is. But the thing that stood out the most to me about Toriano was just how loving and how engaging he was. And then he started to talk about his family. So you immediately realize how much family means to this person because he talked about them all the time.
Around December, when it's time to get ready for the bowl game, my aunt called me. Now my aunt, my auntie Gwen, her name's Gwendolyn Ellis. That was my mom, man. She thought that me and my little brother were her sons, and if you ask me, I felt like she was my mom most of the time. Everywhere we went, people could tell that we had that bond. She was always there for me, the first person I went to with my problems, all that. She was my everything to me. My dad calls and told me that she fell in the kitchen and she was crying that her leg would hurt. So I called her, asked her what's going on. And it turns out she has cancer, breast cancer. I was just distraught, man, because I'm like, everybody that has cancer in my family doesn't make it back from the hospital. So I'm crying to her on the phone. She said, don't cry, because you're going to make me cry, She said, we going to get through this. When we get in the spring ball about the third week, I asked my dad, how's she doing? She told the doctors the pain was from a scale of 1 to 10, a 2, 10 being the worst. So, okay, everything's good. So the next morning I wake up and I get on Facebook, for no specific reason, I just get on Facebook. I see my cousin saying, he posted a picture of my aunt saying, rest in peace, Auntie Gwen. So first thing I do, I call my dad. I said, Dad, did she pass away? He said, yeah, she's gone. And so, I packed up and went home for the funeral. And I sat in the front with my dad and my little brother. And, I held up pretty good during the funeral, but, when I came back from the funeral, I wasn't the same person. I was more to myself, didn't really talk to anybody, didn't really go nowhere. But I walked in the weight room one day, head down, hands in my pockets, not really feeling it, because I got to that point where, do I really want to keep going with this school and football thing? I just lost basically my whole world. Do I really want to keep doing this? And Chris walked up to me, he says, hey, I know God has big things in store for you. And I'm thinking, well, why did he just come up to me and say that to me out of nowhere? So it led me to thinking, and he said, I'm starting this small group of guys that's gonna come to my house every Sunday, and we're gonna continue this walk with Christ. And I told him I'd be there.
Since the time that Toriano's been part of our Sunday study, I have seen major growth in his personal walk with Christ, that now he's living life with a purpose. He's more conscious of the situations and the things that God puts him in front of. He's seizing opportunities to share his testimony and be around other people that are going to help him in his walk with Christ.
And, ever since then, my relationship with God just got stronger and stronger, and it's kind of helped me get out this rut a little bit. I still kind of find myself in it because, I have those days where I feel like I'm alone, but that led me to, I told Chris I wanted to give my life to Christ. How do I do it? I didn't know how. I was in church, but I wasn't heavily in church to know how to give my life to Christ. He said that if I never needed anything from him, just to tell him. And that led me to fully trust him with everything. So I told him, I'm ready to start my walk with Christ. Since giving my life to Christ, I felt like I'm out of that rut, you could say, that I was in, not sure what my purpose was, not sure if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But, after I gave my life to Christ, I've learned to worry less, and just follow him more. And he's been leading me in a direction where, you know, I feel more certain about the path that I'm going. You know, I have this platform as a college athlete that I use to reach out to people, you know, kids of all ages, adults, no matter what. I can reach out to them and tell them what God has done for me. And for me personally, you know, how my life went from, you know, one step from one step to another. And I felt like I have a lot more purpose and drive to, you know, finish school and take this football thing as far as I can go, and, you know, help others who may have dealt with similar problems as me growing up.